What's up, guys? Welcome back. It's Tuesday, March 24th, 2015. I'm Jeremy, talking about what you can do today to make tomorrow better. Today's tip: erase the word limits or limitation from your vocabulary. Forget about it. We all grow up in a certain sect with parents that have their abilities and traits, and we pick up on those. Friends, people we're surrounded by, teachers that influence us, and we grow up certain ways. Like, you have kids that are athletic, they grow up in sports. My dad was a coach all my life, coached me throughout most seasons growing up. Sports was just my life. It was all about sports. A lot of kids, they grow up in music, singing, playing an instrument. Other kids, it's they're into cars, mechanics. Other kids are into drugs and they become chemists. Whatever. Like, there's so many different things. There's art. And I feel like we get molded so much by our surroundings and by society that we kind of forget that nobody said that had to be the mold. Your possibilities are limitless. And I just say this because I got reminded today just how things can be so simple if you just take off the blinders. All my life, I've never been mechanically inclined, and a friend helped me years back change the brakes or the brake pads and the rotors on my car. I was like, all right, cool, wasn't too bad. But I don't, that's not my first inclination. My first inclination is to take the car into the shop when something's wrong with it. So when my convertible top wasn't working, and I've been driving around for days without being able to put it up at night or when it's dark and cool, because it just wasn't working. So I took it to some places, and it wasn't a simple fix. Obviously, they were saying this and that. It's going to be a couple $100. But I was like, you know what, just let me at least try one more time to do it manually. I hadn't even done Google searches, and normally that's the first thing I do. I've been doing that all weekend trying to fix my drone. But with the car, even when I watched the Google stuff, it still was like, the guy's like, oh, it's very simple. It's really simple. But, when you see your car getting taken apart and stuff, you're like, I don't feel like messing with that. Anyway, long story short, I did it, and it really was pretty simple. It's amazing how simple that stuff is. And you go to a mechanic, and they, because of that idea that most people that weren't growing up around cars and taking things apart have, that it's like some difficult masterpiece puzzle that's tough to put together. Nah, it's really simple. I mean, some of what I did was, there are some things that are more complicated, obviously, dealing with the engine and transmission and all, but this was really simple. I obviously I had to look for directions. I couldn't have done it without, seeing someone else do it. But just seeing someone else do it, I was able to pop off the hydraulic motor that's behind all the car seats, took everything out, was able to clean it. Had a ton of shattered glass from when my car used to get broken into all the time. And, obviously they don't clean out the glass when they replace the windows. But cleaned all that out and took the seats out, pumped some fresh oil into the hydraulic motor for the convertible top. Spilled a little bit, but got everything back on, clean, good as new. Works like a charm now, and I saved myself at least $300, probably more. Then I only had to pay for the oil, $5.99, and then for a little turkey baster to pump the oil in the thing because it was a tiny little hole. But anyway, the point is, just don't get stuck in your mold by thinking you have limits based on how you grew up, because you can do anything. And I know I've talked about this before, but I'm going to just talk about what's ever on my mind, because it's all relevant, and we always forget. We forget the most important things in life every day. So if I say this one again 5 more times before the end of the year, so be it. Remember it. Don't put limits on yourself. You can do anything. Just, when all else fails, Google it and try it yourself. It might save yourself a lot of money, more time than you'd think, because leaving it in the shop actually would have took a lot longer than doing it myself. And you'll feel good that you learned something new, And then that'll just encourage you to learn more and to push yourself even more and push your limits. So you don't have limits, remember that. And have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow.